All right, so as everyone knows, this meeting is under the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which basically simplifies to everyone be excellent to one another. I have dropped the agenda in the meeting notes, so please check that out and add your name to it as an attendee if you're here. If not, don't worry about that actually. So to kick us off today, let's go to enhancements.
Hey, happy Monday. So last week was enhancements freeze on Tuesday. We had a number of people file for exceptions to enhancements freeze. I opened a PR to the 118 release folder with a list of those. In summary, we had 6 that were filed. 5 of them were approved, 1 of them was not approved. And that leaves us with 50 tracked items for the release. 19 will be new alpha features, 15 will be beta, 16 will be beta, and 15 will be graduating to stable.
Dope.
So the enhancements tracking spreadsheet has been updated. We've removed everything from it that didn't get an exception or deferred. So like it's just all the track things now. So it should be good for the docs people to go ahead and start working off of that.
Awesome. Any comments or questions? Excellent. CI signal.
Yep, so we are yellow this week. So it looks like that master blocking is looking pretty good, which has been pretty consistent, so that's nice. One thing to point out that's not part of the actual release board is this pull Kubernetes end-to-end GCE, which has been flaking pretty bad, but there has been some work done, this PR that it references, to help determine what the actual issue is happening there. So we'll continue to push forward on that and hopefully get it resolved soon. And informing, we do have a number of tests failing, and this primary one, GCE Cost Master Reboot, is a Sig Cloud Provider test failure. So we followed up on the issue and have now reached out to them in Slack today. So hopefully we can get some feedback there. The GCE Windows Containerd Master, that test is a work in progress, so we're not paying attention to that right now. And then we have a number of Windows issues, which we were informed in Slack this morning that they were being investigated. So hopefully we get some resolve on that. But overall, looking pretty good.
Awesome. Questions or comments for CI signal? All right, Marky, bug triage. What's going on in your world?
What up, what up? We are currently green. We have open test flakes. We are down 4 from last week to 52. We have priority critical. We are remaining even at 5. Priority important soon is down 1 at 22. We have open PRs in the KK repo. We are at 53. That is up 2 from last week. Priority critical urgent are remaining the same. We are at 2. Priority important is remaining the same. For all open KK issues, we are down 3 to 72. We do have a note that this week the bug triage team will be going through and we'll be pinging for all stale issues and PRs. So hopefully that'll get some traction, and next week we'll report even a little bit better. That is all for bug triage.
Dope, dope, dope. Questions or comments for bug triage? Nope, great. Let's go to docs.
Hey, currently we are green. We already assigned each of enhancement and track it by ourselves. And then we start to reaching out to the enhancement owners. And currently we have total 10, with 1 is tracked already, and we are still awaiting response from the other 9.
Excellent. Awesome. Any questions for docs?
Quick question. Last week, it was mentioned that shadows were going to start doing branch things. Has it started?
Actually, I'm not really sure, but I think Finet is already assigning some kind of schedule for this. So Vita, if you are here, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong.
He's not gonna be here, but okay. Oh, actually, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I am not sure about the branching schedule yet, but we are just working on the reaching out to enhancement owners and getting a status on the docs.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, going over to release notes.
Hello, I'm shadowing for Eddie. Our current status is green. We have no changes until 1.18 Alpha 3 is released. And that's it for me.
Awesome. Perfect. No news is no news, and good news. Comms, Max.
We are going to reach out to the SIGs this week, mostly over the Slack channel, and hope that we can early catch up, identify all the relevant enhancements, so that we can kick out the whole communication stuff.
Cool. Any questions for comms? Dope. Release branch management, Sasha.
Hey, so we are green as well. We will cut 1.18 Alpha 3 tomorrow, and we will schedule a Zoom call for that so that you are free to join. It will be around 4 p.m. Central Europe time, so 7 a.m. Pacific time.
Awesome. Any questions for release branch management? Cool. Going over to Emeritus Lead, Lachlan said that he would be jumping in late. We still have our meeting going about halfway into the hour. He said to just give his update, and that is reviewing Shadow mid-release survey to go out next week. Yeah, and then I don't have any updates for you. I am not in front of my computer right now. I'm on my iPad, so if I could get your help, Jorge, as far as some of the next upcoming milestones, I'd appreciate it.
Definitely. So the big milestone that we have right now is that tomorrow there's going to be an alpha.3 release, as it was already mentioned. And I added a small note that since we already, sorry, I was trying to remember what I wrote. So last week we just went through enhancements freeze. This is one important milestone for the current release. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions regarding the processes that your team or some other team went through, please remember to go check out the release retrospective document for 1.18. It's added in the README for the release 1.18 in the SIG release repo. Please go in there and feel free to drop whatever comments, suggestions, anything that you have. And that's all I had.
Cool. And I do see this SIG Scalability update here at the bottom that we have a known issue. Is anybody on from SIG Scalability?
I don't think there's anyone from Sig Scalability, but the blocking issue is one that's been on the works for a while. They are the issue is about making cluster upgrades a little bit less hectic. That's the TLDR. The issue is really cool though. If anyone wants to learn all the ins and outs of Kubernetes and the Kube API server, that's a good one.
Cool. Awesome. And then moving into the open discussion, is there anything that anyone wants to bring up or was not on the agenda? All right. I would go through the project board, but again, my apologies, I'm not on my computer. Jorge, if I could get your help again there, I would again appreciate it.
Sweet. Let me get things set up.
No problem. I'll play some music for you in the background.
Please, some elevator music will be highly appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let me start sharing screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Looking good.
Sweet. So, release team. Let's see what all we have in here. So, review in progress. Let's start with this one. Add information about what qualifies for a milestone and investigate automation of tracking sheets. So, qualifying for a milestone, September 29, 2018. And there are some comments here. And the latest one is from Ferabot. What is this? Okay, so this is an issue. This is super stale and it's for 117. Is there anyone that will be willing to take this on?
I think there might actually be an update on this one if you scroll up a little bit. The community PR.
Okay.
I think
They
it's fair
want
to
the
punt this
team
one to
mention-
Sig release as opposed to the individual release team for this cycle.
I think it's tagged as both.
Sorry, can you say that again? I could barely hear you.
No, he's saying he thinks it's more relevant as a SIG release issue as opposed to just the release team issue. But it's tagged for both, and it should be in both project boards right now.
Okay.
So anyone who wants to wrap it up.
Anyone? Any kind souls? Okay, we'll look for something on this later on.
Yeah, I can take a look at this one here in a little bit if nobody wants to grab it. I'm more than happy to jump on it.
Cool. Can we get him assigned and remove the other assignees?
Yes.
118.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Who else do I have to assign? I'm just gonna do that manually since I have superpowers.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. And Win and Jeff. Okay, that's that. Release team. We want to keep it in the release team or one in some other project board?
Put it in the SIG release one as well. Oh, you don't have access to that one. Oh, okay. Yay.
Cool. That's done. Next one, investigate automation to facilitate tracking spreadsheets. Let's go all the way to the bottom. December 5, to do add information on how this works to enhancements docs handbook, and then this is done. Anyone from enhancements?
So that should be done.
Is this PR?
Yep.
Yay.
Oh, that was easy.
Crap. Too many tabs is.
I think Jeremy actually followed up updating it with some more documentation as well.
Yeah, I think there've been one more after this one. Has the docs handbook been updated? Because I think in the comment from Gwen it said that we should update the docs and the enhancements.
Okay. I don't know if the docs portion has been updated.
Okay, I can check on that and circle back. I can do a docs PR or handbook.
Actually, is.
Okay, so you can you check on that, please? And
yeah.
Let me assign you.
Actually, is someone from Docs on the line that could just possibly quickly answer if that's been updated or not?
I don't hear anything. So
yeah.
Jeremy, could you check on that one, please?
Yep.
Thank you so much. And let me clear. Bob, you want to stay on?
Yeah, sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. 117. Let me move the milestone. Okay. That's it. Then okay, so that was review in progress. Track enhancements. Document reason for inclusion. Let me start with this one. Anyone from CI Signal that wants to help out on this. I created a document with a lot of information. We need to update it because I haven't updated in a couple of weeks, and polish it to make it readable. Is there someone who would like to work on this with me?
I'd be happy to do that.
Sweet. Let me use my superpower. What's your GitHub?
#Dan.
I knew you had a hash. Thank you. Okay, sweet. 118, that's it. Track enhancements leap across multiple releases. And Jeremy, 7 days ago, I did a first pass of this after 117. I'll do a last pass after code freeze for 118 and present the results at a release meeting. So I guess this should stay in progress, right?
Yep.
Y'all want to keep it, want to put it in the 118 milestone or leave it as is?
Yeah. Let's do it in 118 milestone.
Okay. So this is set. 117 will win gift. What should I do about this one?
Leave that for now. I've got a to-do on my list as well. We're talking to the dude about 117's flag right now. So.
Okay. So let's move on to the next couple issues. 117 release notes. I believe I pinged people on this one. And anyone from release notes available on this call right now?
Hello. There's a couple of us, but I don't think Eddie is here. He said he'd take a look at it to us last week, but I haven't heard of anything other than that, I'm afraid.
Could I ask you the super big favor of taking this issue and asking within your team to see if there is anything whatsoever that we still need to do, please?
Yeah, sure. I'll chase it up.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Should that be kicked over to the 118 milestone?
What? Oh.
Oh, wait, no, it's 117 release notes. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I possibly just leave it as is?
Reassign to James Laverack. I think, James, you're the one who responded, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, okay, so I'm just going to lead Eddie and James. What's your...
Yeah, third down.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next issue, document Kubernetes. Okay, I just commented on this. I'm going to be working on this this week. Should be simple enough.
Yeah, I mean, we have most of the pieces in place already between the onboarding guide and some of the, I think some of the documentation across the handbook. So it should be fairly easy.
Sweet. So that's done. Halo process and PR boilerplates. Halo process. What was the last thing here? Okay, so last week I assigned Lucky back to this, so I'm assuming that Lucky can still work on this. And the milestone is off, so I'm just gonna update that for right now and ask Lucky about it later. And adjusting PR boilerplate and labels to improve release notes UX.
I think we're done there, right?
She just rebased it this morning to take care of the problem.
So what do you think, Steven?
What? Sorry, what was rebase to take care of the problem?
Oh, no, sorry. There's another issue in K community that is sort of along this here. I mixed up issues.
It's not related to this because the last one that I knew that we had open was the primary Sig PR, and then I closed that out a little while ago. So I think we're done here.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so should I just go ahead and close it?
Yeah, just confirmed with Steven, blah, blah, blah. It's cool to close. Or, yeah.
Wait, okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Yay, progress!
Okay, next ones. 116 release retrospective.
Yeah.
That one's, I'm pretty sure that one's gonna be a crap ton of work.
Oh yeah. This isn't meant to be. This is kind of meant to just be tracking across all of the. Yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Assign that to Lockie if it's not already, and drop Claire.
And I guess at least my team can give a couple updates on some bullet points. So we'll take a look.
So if I would say take a look at both this one and the 117 one. I owe an update on the 117 one. I essentially have to turn it into this prettified version of it, so that it's easier to chunk up this work. But essentially, Lockie should be bugging all of you throughout the cycle to close issues like this, to make sure that we're actually drawing down on the stuff that we said we were going to for the previous retrospective.
Cool. Okay, mental note. Lucky should be
bug Lockie to bug you.
Delegation.
I like it. Okay, ensure release team lead handbook. Okay, so this one is about making sure that the release team handbook makes a mention of the retrospective, and I just commented on it some hours ago, and this is also something easy. Gonna be working on it this week. Then we have the 117 retrospective, so I'll bug Lucky.
If you open that one up, you can see that it's like a note dump of like of everything from the. So that needs to be tidied up a little bit, but
awesome.
Yeah.
Also wanted to check who was assigned to, so that looks good. I want to say, crap. Please don't tell me you froze. Okay, awesome. 117. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna need to ping people on that one. At Kubernetes shortly support period cap.
Yes. So for everyone, I'd like to request that everyone, at least, if you don't feel like commenting on it, that's fine. But everyone should at least take a look at that proposal. There's more work to be done there. I think it's missing some key things. But please, this is a topic that affects everyone in the release team, affects everyone, and well, maybe not this release team, but I think that every person on this release team has valuable input for the idea of doing yearly support. So please take a moment to take a look at that proposal and see how far LTS has gotten thus far.
Please. And I'm just making a quick note, the handbook updates. I'm putting that in the open discussion section for these release team meetings. So at least one place to look for updates. Okay, so that's simple enough. Yeah, go for it.
So for people with your handbook updates, don't feel like this is something that you should wait until the end of the cycle to do, or do only once. The handbooks are living documents. So every time you walk through the process and you notice something that's broken, please take a moment. And it's so much easier to do it if you're like, oh, well, this line is no longer right, and you send out a 1-sentence PR, than waiting until the end of the quarter and having to review the entire document. So if you notice something that's off, just submit a quick PR and update it. Anyone can do this.
please. And the other cap, gonna add it to the meeting notes as well, just to serve as an additional reminder. Okay, so yearly support, please take a look at it. And coming back to the dashboard. Okay, so that's in progress. Let's see to do. Try sprint release schedule out of release playbook. Okay, so schedule wise. I can help with this one. Has anyone defined templates for this? Puerco. If you're around, you can definitely help on it.
Sorry, go back up to the top.
Yes.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. We have to, if we're gonna do something like this, we have to also decide like exactly what the format of every handbook is going to be, and make sure that we're close with all the handbooks, but like everyone would need to have the same exact details in it, right? Like this isn't useful unless we do it for everyone.
So what I was thinking about this one is at least from the release team lead, you have to create the schedule, and you week 1 we create jobs, week 7 we release Kubernetes, week 9 we take Kubernetes back and fix it, and the like. Most of that information I think changes very little throughout releases, so we could have potentially something general, like something of the sort of enhancements freeze, have it as 4 weeks after the beginning of the cycle, code freeze 9 weeks, and the like. Make sure that everything lands on Monday, so you can just change the month. What do you think about something like that?
Yeah, what I'm envisioning right now is basically what's in the I guess the README for the release, and where instead of, I mean, we would continue to kind of do that, but each of the sections that denoted some milestone, it could break out into its own README type thing, right? Where it links to another page that says like, oh, enhancement freeze. This role should be doing this. Relisting lead should be doing this. Enhancements lead should be doing that, right? They could be separate pages as part of one large page that's like release cycle milestones or something like that.
Yeah.
But like ultimately the bulk of the detail for like milestone specific duty would be I said duty.
We're all adults here.
Would be really on the handbook, right? So I think it would be useful to maybe have all of the timeline stuff in one place. That's like maybe like a glossary of that stuff that isn't in any one handbook, and then allow each of those glossary definitions and like lead expectations to lead back into the handbook. It would take a little coordination, but I think that's probably the cleanest way to do it.
Right now, that sounds good. So I can take it at least as an action item to write down everything that you said, put it in this issue, and I guess Puerco and possibly Taylor and Bob, we can work on this.
For sure.
Sweet. So action item. I'll update it with everything that was said there right now. But for the time being, let's move on.
Yeah. To Tim's point, making sure that like when we talk about that stuff, we're clear about documentation that handles team internal versus team external, right? So like I know that there was some work done recently to bring the schedule, Bob, that was you and someone else, to bring the schedule out into the contributor site.
Yep, it's already being. There's some big feedback.
I'm getting a wild echo, yeah.
In any case, it's already being imported. Right now, it's just that one page.
Okay, all right. So we should, so team, think about what you might want to present to external users about the release process, so that we can start to move some of that stuff into the contributor site. I think eventually what I'd like to see is probably bare minimum the stuff that's in K community contributor guide / Sig release to also go into that contributor guide. That might be one of the subdirectories that is already planned to go in there, but I don't know much about how that site is structured. So,
yeah. Right now, just the entire contributor guide is being has been moved over. Eventually, the developer guide will be, but it can pretty much source in any documents from any other repo.
Okay, yeah. The developer guide was, so like what is it? The K community contributors
/ devil. Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's the part I was thinking of.
There's a open PR to sort of restructure it a little bit, and after that, it should be imported. I don't know if that will make it in time for Amsterdam, but that's sort of the goal.
Okay. Would you mind tagging me on that? If you have it close at hand.
Sure. Give me a sec.
Thank you. All right, let's keep pushing. We've got so much time. This is amazing.
Yeah, sorry, Jorge. I muted you for the feedback, but let me know if you have any issues with that. I can't think of anything else that's on our agenda.
Well, not so much the agenda, but let's keep going for the board.
Gotcha. High score.
Cool, awesome. So I'll take it as an action item to go back to the issue and update it with the pertinent information from what we just said. Next issue, deciding on procedure for jobs entering and leaving blocking. I actually initially last cycle proposed a plan to kind of tackle this, to try a hands-on experiment and see what useful information we could actually put into writing. But recently there was an request for comments for a CI Signal project, and I think some of the work that I propose will fall really well within the CI Signal project. So this one, I kind of feel like I should throw it in the backlog and see what.
Yeah, I would toss it to the backlog and wait until we spin up a board for the. I've got to quash some topics for discussion within that RFC. But once we have a separate CI Signal project board, what we kind of do right now, but I don't want to throw off the flow of the CI Signal release team relative to like the larger CI Signal sub-project. So once we have a CI Signal sub-project board, we can move this off of the release team one. And I would say that would be the case for any longer term effort for CI Signal that is like scoped beyond the just one release.
Sweet. So that makes sense. Let's move on. And okay. So asynchronous release team project and improve docs. So asynchronous release team project. There are some comments in there. I believe last week I just mentioned that at least for this release cycle, I'm really hoping that people use the meeting notes as the ultimate source of truth. And if you can make a meeting, and for some reason none of your shadows can make a meeting, completely, I want to say that it is completely okay to just write your update in the meeting notes, and we can catch up in Slack at some other time. Other than that, I pinged David for some updates, and nothing. So with that on mind, I'm really looking for recommendations right now. What do you all want to do with this one? I don't see a big action item that we can take away from this. Anyone has any comments, suggestions for keeping it open?
We could cancel the release team meeting altogether. I'm kidding. Okay. But that would force the issue.
I'll make a doodle. If we get 60% of the release team members to say yes, cancel it, I'm just kidding about that. But any action items for this one, or should we just close it?
I would hesitate to close this and instead try to force, or let's see a proposal come out of it before we move forward on anything. I'm a fan of this issue. I'd like to see it go forward.
Yeah, I would want to say the same, and I would defer closing it to David until we get a better idea of what we want to do. I think we should defer to all of our non-US release team members to make a decision on this. If you want this to happen, you need to be part of making a proposal for this and putting forth ideas about how we can do that.
Okay, so this comment to everyone. So that sounds good. We'll just keep it in there, and I'll try to ping people later on to remind them that is an issue. Improved doc release handbook. An issue from Damini. Anyone from docs? No one? Okay, so it's in the back, it's in the to-do. We'll try to ping someone from docs to take this one over at some point. Update CI signal, team handbook. How is this one doing? And another one for updating docs. Okay, so CI signal. Anyone from CI signal that knows of any changes, updates that have to be made? Okay, we'll check later. Docs, probably the same, since seems that this is just a copy of the other issue. Actually, since it is a copy, let me close out the is it this one? Okay, so closing this in favor.
Wait, which one has more details?
Yeah, actually.
This one might have more details.
Yeah, so, okay. That's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's go backwards. Sweet. Let's see this mix. And that's good enough for now. Okay, so docs, CI signal, let's see, release notes and communication. So let's start with release notes. Anyone from release notes present?
Hello.
Hi. Do you know of any changes, updates, any work that needs to be done with the release notes?
I can't personally say that I've actually taken too much of a look. I could, but I haven't.
In that case, could I ask you the big favor of pushing this issue within your team and see what updates need to be added, please?
Yeah, I can do.
Thank you so much. What's your GitHub?
James Laverack again.
Could you also add me as well, Ray Lejano?
Ray?
Yes, R-E-Y.
R-U-Y.
R-E, yeah, U-Y.
Yeah, Ray, if you just want to take this one, I've got the
Yeah, I'll
other
take this
issue.
one. Yeah, and you can take
Then,
the other one.
okay, in which case, don't assign me then, and then just have Ray chase it up.
Ray, are you part of the GitHub org?
I thought it was R-U-Y. Nope.
Did you
There I
get
am.
an invite?
It's in the bottom one. Yeah, the bottom one. Right.
This one?
Yep. Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
All right, I'll take that one.
Communications. Anyone from communications on the line?
Karen here. I'm here.
Is there anything that needs to be added for the communications handbook?
Not as of right now. I think we're okay.
In that case, would you be in favor of keeping it or closing it?
Can we keep it?
Sweet. Yeah, absolutely. So you're assigned, and should we keep David?
Probably not.
Yeah, I would say put it on the new team.
I was just okay. Sweet. So, Karen, this one is up to you now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we made it through to do with 18 minutes to go. So let's go through backlog, or at least let's try to go through. Let's see how many issues we can go through. So shadowing retrospective. I feel like this will be an interesting thing to take up with Lucky. Are you on the line?
Yep, happy to take it up. I'll take a look at it.
Sweet. Thank you so much, and gonna send you. Since you said yes.
So we had talked about this. I think we still all should get together and figure out. I think between the leads and the lead and the emeritus advisors, figure out how we want to function this, because we've got. So one of the ideas was having a separate shadow retrospective. Another idea was having a set of a release team retrospective prior to the public retrospective. Like, there are a bunch of different ways to slice this. So let's figure out what we want to do before moving on it. So if y'all want to schedule a call, we can do that.
Please. And if anyone has any comments, please feel free to add to the issue.
The biggest thing I don't want to happen here is to be too much of a division of how we communicate in the team overall, right? Like, so everything that you do as lead should be pushing shadows towards feeling that they can speak up in any forum. That's the point of the overall retrospective, right? So this is part of the reason for the mid-season shadow surveys that we're going to be doing, the more frequent check-ins with the shadows, the shadow kind of orientation sessions and all that stuff. It's to like, we're building all of these contributors up to lead. So like, I personally am a little -1 on just one session that is very specific. Like, I think that this should be happening throughout the cycle, right? This should be a constant feedback loop throughout the cycle. So yeah, let's lock it, put some time on the calendar, and let's like knock this out.
Please. So any more comments on that one? Sweet. Let's move on to the next couple issues. Add action required release notes process. Need to define a process by which we create action required release notes that do not have an associated PR or issue. Anyone from release notes that wants to, anyone from release notes that's on the call right now and wants to take this up with your
Yeah,
team?
I could take that up.
Sweet. Sorry,
It's
sorry
Ray
for asking
again.
so many times. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna remember. Next call, I'll remember. I promise. And handling the exceptions YAML files.
Sorry, it's just been open for so long.
Mr. Bobby Tables, are you still up for it?
I think this one's going to get kicked down the road a little bit, but we'll sort of see what happens after things at AMS.
Yeah, we've got some changes in KEPs coming. Well, I mean, I think the change is that more people are interested in contributing to changing or improving the process. So hopefully something will fall out of that. Overall, I think at some point we just need to be okay with saying, hey, this YAML file doesn't do anything. Let's just close this out. But yeah, let's hold until after Amsterdam and see what, if anything, we can do with it.
Sweet. So that was that. A block on non-synthetic clusters and release team selection doc. So non-synthetic clusters, I'm pretty sure I actually need to check up on this one, and I don't know if anyone from CI Signal is up to date with this issue, but the last point that we needed to check on is whether the people from OpenStack are working on, how to say it, I guess just essentially testing the whole Kubernetes on VMs or whatever they use.
Yeah, I would say hold this in backlog, and this will become something that goes on the CI Signal project board.
Sweet. Also, but also, if anyone from CI Signal could take a look at this one and see if the state of CI is still the same. Haven't checked in a while, and in a while been at least since
or
before
maybe,
Christmas.
Yeah, or maybe we can carve out something very specific for OpenStack and say go chase that instead of attaching it to the long term.
So I know late last year they had put in a request in for us to enable I forget their testing agent for OpenStack. But I know work was going into it, at least the last quarter of 2019.
We'll check up on this. Gonna assign a CI Signal to this, at least to take a look and see if anything has changed. So CC, and there's a group for it now, right?
Yeah, it's just CI Signal minus no SIGs. Yeah.
CI.
Yep. And Dan, could you maybe take this?
Is Dan still in the line?
I don't know.
Well, we'll make sure that I get CI Signal people eyes on this. Release team selection doc. The release team selection doc contains some outdated information on draft selection criteria. Need to update it to include only final criteria and to have extensive section on shadow selection. And every single person, everyone in the release team is assigned to this pretty much. And this has been open since June.
All right, we need to close this out. This should be simple. Can you drop Gwen and Claire?
Yes.
And drag this into to do.
Let's go for it. And you want me to assign you as well, or I can definitely take this one up as well.
Give it to me.
Yeah, I was like, no, don't assign me that. I'll be watching.
Policy is a little bit different in that policy allows you to say you have to be running those apps, not necessarily you can touch it. You can't.
I'd be willing to take a pass.
Sweet, you're already assigned. but I think I was hearing some noise. I don't think that was related to this issue, right?
No, it wasn't related. I don't know where that came from, but
okay, just wanted to make sure that we're not secretly running any clusters related to this issue.
It's the NSA.
Block release on non-synthetic clusters. Okay, so shadow template and test infra code freeze. Okay, now we're getting into the fun issues. Create shadowing template for all handbooks, and everyone is assigned to this one. Is this still necessary, require? Should we take
maybe this can be part of the shadow review survey thingamajig question around, did you feel that your handbook has the information that you need to onboard yourself or to be onboarded, and yada, yada, yada.
+1.
Okay, let's add that comment. That sounds like something important. Sorry, can you say that again?
So as part of it, you can have the shadow mid-release survey have some question that says like, do you feel like, one, make sure that you're filtering people by what role they're attached to, but also, ask them, do you feel that your handbook had the information that you needed to onboard? And if not, what are you looking for? And we can craft what this update should look like based on that.
Okay, so this sounds like a comment for Lucky, and you're assigned to it. So moving on, test infra code freeze. The TLDR for this was essentially a no from Sig testing, and I just really created this issue to keep track of the conversation, and if people had any comments, questions, suggestions. But it's been open since December 10, 2019, and even before that, there was a lot of conversation on Slack. So what do you all want to do with this one?
I would say anyone who thinks they want to do something with that one, read through the working group LTS kept first. That one is going to have implications on the testing side that will affect whether we can do something like this or not. I think the answer is no. I think the last time we talked about this, though, what I basically said was the answer is no, because it feels like it's this wide-reaching freeze. We're not being specific enough about the things that we would want to freeze, which would be like changes to release jobs, right? And changes to like maybe the images that we use for release jobs, right? Like those are the things that we care about freezing, not so much all of Prow or something, right? So if we're going to, if a proposal like that would be successful with SIG testing, it needs to be finer scope.
Okay, cool. Comment for later on, and that's gonna stay in the backlog. Code freeze, scalability test for beta releases. I don't think this has had any comments either. And should probably ask Sig Scalability to take a look at it again, because it's mostly a question for them. But let me go back and check. Yeah, nothing there. So we'll assign myself. I'll take this up with, I'll keep Bob and Taylor. I'll keep you all up to date, and we'll ask Scalability to take some, to comment on it. And shadow application feedback. There's no feedback. December 17. This issue. What do you all?
Yeah, that was more so if like someone who was reading the survey and had suggestions, but they weren't going to fill it out. Like that was just kind of a dummy issue for them to drop notes. I guess since no one has, since the survey's closed, you can close it out.
Okay.
unless people feel like they want to put stuff in it. Don't feel like you need to close it out.
Is there anyone on the line that wants to keep this one open and at least think about it?
I mean, leave it there. I'll see if I can roll it into one of the other ones where we're gathering feedback or something like that.
Sweet. Yeah, and actually, I was just gonna say that because of time zones, we might have some people that actually do have feedback, but we are not on the line, so that sounds good. And we have 4 more minutes. Let's see which ones are good to go. Emeritus Advisor, mini nodes and AIs. Sounds, and then we have increased Kubernetes support window to 1 year. Access for that doesn't matter. And the save on jobs. Okay, so a couple ones that we can go through. Lucky, you want to go through Emeritus Advisor? That sounds like. Do you want to go through that issue?
Yes.
Sweet. And it looks like other than that, those are all the issues that we have. So enhance. Let's go through your issue first. Emeritus Advisor, meeting notes, and AIs. Is there anything that you want me? Do you want to discuss that you want to add?
Leave it here. I'll move it over when I'm ready to pick it up.
Okay, sounds good. So last issue. Thank you to everyone for bearing with us. Increasing Kubernetes support window to 1 year. Is there?
This goes back to the, or is this enhancements? Okay, yeah, this is the open cap. Again, go read the cap and put details on, put any thoughts on it. You can see that that's in multiple project boards because it's got a pretty wide-reaching scope. It should be in architecture as well. I think it's in release, PM, testing, release team.
It should honestly be in like almost every single project board.
Yeah. This is wide-reaching. I would really appreciate extra eyes on that.
You really need a Sig asterisk.
Yeah.
Sig star.
That sounds good. So I'm gonna stop sharing screen and thank you everyone for going to the board with us. And I'll hand it over to Taylor again, since you're the host.
Awesome. Any questions or comments before the buzzer?
Just one final awesome job, really quick update, and it was nice to see we took the majority of the time working on improving the overall stature of where we're at with issues. So thank you.
Dope. We'll hand 1 minute or 30 seconds actually back to you. Enjoy. Don't spend it all in one place. And we will see you next week. Adios.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Carol.